Hello and welcome back to the Time Machine for the final time this season. It's the season finale of the '03 Cup Series presented by 3Y TV. I'm James Watson, joined as always by my broadcast partners Victor Aldrich and Carlos Acosta. And first of all, Victor, let's come to you. The last race of the season.
Yeah, a bit bittersweet, I guess you would say. We're here in Miami. It feels only appropriate to have like a Daft Punk one more time playing in the background here. So one more time here at Miami here for the 2003 Cup Series. Let's see how it goes. And got our championship wrapped up. Just going for the win here today.
Absolutely. There's something about having the season finale at Homestead that just feels right. And as everyone gets ready for the starting grid, let's go ahead and go through our starting lineup. Your front row, Matthew Weeks in the 11, joined by Ethan Stanley in the 91. Tyler Fody and Leighton Norgard on row 2. Tate Lytle in the 56 and Joey Bailey in the 35 on row 3. Scott Crump in the 1, Daniel Gordon 69 on row 4. Tyler Poppin the 2 and David Westergreen in the 22 rounding out the top 10. Justin Wadsworth in the 6 and Andrew Hardcastle in the 38, row 6. Row 7 features the 21 of Sam Boutwell and the 08 of Trent Roloff. And rounding out the field is good old Dave Huck in the 52. And you said it, Victor, championship is pretty much wrapped up, but there is still one last all-important checker flag tag up for grabs here.
Yeah, 15 cars in this race gives a few other drivers a bit of an opportunity to come away with a win and even a better finish they may have normally got throughout the season. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely, and this is why you always power through to the end of the season, because you never know what points positions and finishing positions are on order, or on offer, rather, in these late races. We see gridding has concluded. It looks like we might be missing at least one out there.
Now we're running here about
I don't think we have an off track.
1:30 local time.
I don't even think we have a admin either.
Oh, I gotta mute that. Sorry about that, guys. Thankfully, Tate didn't say anything bad.
Oh man, David Westergreen didn't make the start.
D West.
That is unfortunate, and with this field size, no guarantee if we're going to be getting any cautions here. Alrighty, as we see the pace car getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Matthew Weeks will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go, and we are underway at Homestead. Great jump for Weeks as we go off down into turn 1.
That's 11 cars really turned it on at the end of the season.
Absolutely. Steve Fody already looking to the inside, trying to take the lead from Weeks. And he's working Fody to the inside. Well, we all know Homestead is an outside dominant track, but it's not going to work for Weeks this time. Fody out in front, and here comes Stanley trying to follow through.
Those first few laps are the opportunity to take that low line, and other than that, you're going to see these guys migrate north. But these first few laps, that's when you got to make that chance to make those passes, like you see Tay Lytle even doing back there for 4th.
Absolutely. Weeks able to hold Stanley off. As here comes Tate looking to the inside. Ethan really going up high. As Tate Stanley continue to battle, but doesn't let. Oh, he's still there to the inside.
Norgard with a beautiful paint scheme there in 5th, looking to maybe come back around and get back into 3rd.
Absolutely trying to push Tate through on the 91. See, so far Fody not able to pull away.
Joey Bailey getting in the conversation now.
See Lytle past the 91. Norgard now working on him.
Stanley
Yeah,
might be dropping back a bit here.
Yeah, and you said it, Victor. Bailey got by late, and now he's trying to get by Stanley. I'm not entirely sure what Stanley is trying to do here. You know, running up top, as we're well aware on iRacing, is killing the tires. So I can't imagine he's really trying to tire save all that much running that line as he's able to clear Bailey and start to run the inside lane once again.
Late Norgard able to regroup now. Can't quite make it alongside. Loose off of 4.
Yeah, he had to gather it up, and now here comes Tyler Pop. Pop trying to work over the 12. It's not really able to keep up that momentum on the middle lane, and Norgard will jump up, but now Tyler's like, all right, I'm going to try the bottom this time.
Really great racing here among the top 10. Nobody really pulling away at the front either.
Absolutely, this is incredible, but Pop not able to make the inside work. Still side by side, though. You see Bailey trying to fight Stanley again. We got 2 by 2. And Pop is gonna clear Norgard. Bailey not able to do the same. As Stanley holds on.
And just a quick update on Mr. Westergreen. David Westergreen, he's out there running 15th, only 10 seconds off the lead, so it's not the worst case scenario. Hopefully he can get a caution at some point and catch back up to the field and maybe make up some spots.
Yeah, as you see, Wadsworth and Daniel Gore were battling just a second ago.
Top 3 really starting to close up together.
Yeah, and you see Scott Crump starting to make some ground. Good to see Wadsworth and Crump back in. It's been a minute since we've seen both of those cars back in for the final race, and we are very happy they're here. Back up front, Weeks is all over the back of Fody, trying to get that lead back.
Speaking of, what a strong group of drivers we've had here all season. Those that have been here every race, and even those that have only made it 1 or 2. It's just been an incredible season with a lot of great drivers. It's just too many to even name, but, you know, the top 10 speak for itself, I think.
Zeus, if you wreck him, it'll cost him like $150. You should do it.
Absolutely. You see Matthew Weeks to the inside of Tyler Fody, trying to work him over, get the lead of this race back. Fody keeping that momentum up through the middle. And he will clear.
Don't tempt him.
That's a voice chat warning for the.
He's looking to the outside now, not really able. Oh, but he got a great run off of turn 2. Not able to do anything with that run. Just can't get past the 40.
And then going high, you just kind of lose enough on entry that you can't make it up through the corner. So, see what Weeks does here.
Yeah, it really seems like the middle line is kind of useless, and the outside just hasn't. The very top just isn't quite useful yet.
Yeah, just not quite enough. It's almost there. This reminds me of like an IndyCar line.
Absolutely, but look at the corner Matthew Weeks put together. Got so much speed through the center, but was just lost it just enough coming out of the corner that couldn't do anything with it.
Closing in off of 2. Here we go. Not enough, though.
No, and you got Tate getting ever so closer himself.
Oh, inches away there.
Yeah, Matthew is really working him over. Still not able to get that run, though. Oh, and Joey Bailey blinked.
Another good run for Weeks.
Yeah, but we've been pretty much just like this the whole, gosh, feels like most of the race now.
I think he might have a good shot here off of 2. Well, decides to get back in line with Fody.
James, by the way, you can turn off your share screen. Dave is providing his point of view.
Look at that, got a lot more cars starting to catch up as well. Oh, and Tate looking to the inside of Weeks. Now Matthew has to worry about the front and the back, as there he goes, side by side. Tate looking to the inside, trying to slip
baby.
by, and he's going to clear off of 2.
Stanley poking his nose. He's got a shot.
Now here we go. This has been the constant. These two do a battle for pretty much the entirety of this season.
Bit surprised to see Weeks falling back here. I really thought he had enough to get by Fody at one point, and now maybe the tires are just a little overheated. I'm not sure what the case might be.
Yeah, I'm not surprised with how hard he was pushing. It was only a matter of time before things really started to go out the window. And now Bailey is trying to get by Weeks. Oh, and look at how close Tate is now. As you see, Bailey, one of the first to really run that extreme outside, ripping
Yeah.
the lip.
He's making it work.
Now Tate might join him up there as he looks to the outside of Fody.
Soon the low in 1 and 2 and high 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's not a bad strategy because, as you know, Victor, it always feels like this place is 2 different tracks. 1 and 2 drives completely different than 3 and 4.
You're right about that.
Ooh, Tate might have got the wall off of turn 4.
I've been caught out myself. I was just going to say similar there off of turn 4. It almost kind of sneaks up on you, that exit of in the wall and everything. I don't know if it's the way it blends in with the asphalt, but sometimes you even think you're driving on a D-shaped oval as compared to a regular oval like Homestead is.
Right?
Hard to explain, but makes you feel pretty stupid when it happens.
Yeah, this place will humble you quick.
Yeah.
But man, the clean air is just absolutely king. Is Tate running into the same issues that Weeks did? Can't get by, and now Weeks wants second back.
This is something.
And he slides up a little bit. Tate really going high, trying to max some momentum, and he's going to hold him off.
24 laps into this run, and these guys are running like it was lap 2.
Absolutely. As these
Great
are
to
your...
see.
yes, sir, as these are the closest battles on the track right now.
Yeah, it's always good when you can keep the camera at the front of the field, you know?
Amen to that as, oh, Tate almost got to the outside. And now, interesting, you see Fody moved up a lane. Maybe aero blocking Tate just a little bit. Which is honestly sad to say in a race with a Gen 4 Cup car, but here we are. As now Weeks takes his turn up high.
I'm finding this car is driving a little different than it has for most of the season, but it might just be the track itself that's producing this.
Yeah, definitely haven't seen it as hard to pass over the course of the year. Is, oh, look at all the speed Weeks got from the outside.
Yeah, and with all the aero importance, you know, it seems that we're having to deal with, and these cars being able to stick together so closely throughout the top 10, it's very interesting.
It sure is. As here comes Weeks. Dives inside the Tate. But Tate working the middle
Oh,
so well. Oh, Weeks gets loose.
Wow, there was rubber on the
Did you
track.
get loose?
Wow, that's the first time we've seen that all night.
That was for the TV, I think.
Yeah, that cost him a spot to Joey Bailey.
Yeah, you could see the tire marks he was laying down there on exit. That was cool.
No kidding.
Regrouping. I'm sure Weeks will be able to get himself back up into that conversation of the top 3 again here momentarily. Bailey might be a part of it as well, though.
Yeah, but you know, that has to be so frustrating for Weeks, working so hard trying to get by Tate, and all of a sudden you find yourself losing a spot, and now you have to figure out how to go past them.
Speaking of Weeks, you know, turning it up here at the end of the season, the same could be said for Joey Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey has been on an absolute heater the last couple races. Obviously got caught up in a lot of unfortunate situations towards the end of last week, but he was still one of the fastest cars for most of it.
Yeah, up front more than not here in the last 5 races or so.
Yeah, hoping to carry that momentum into the 2026 season.
Lytle, he's lurking.
Yes, sir.
Oh my, he's on the inside off of 2.
Yeah, he's got him. He's got to the inside. Can he do anything with it?
Yeah, pass for the lead. Lytle's gonna, I think, have a good shot here off of 4. Those tires seem to really be working for him.
Yeah, but the middle lane, Tyler
Wow.
able to do to him what Tate was doing to Weeks and just powers right back by. This is your battle for the lead, and you see the battle for P3 with Bailey and Weeks going on. Ethan Stanley right behind them, rounding out the top 5. And then you've got Pop, Gore, Norgard, Crump, and Wadsworth, the top 10. And D West rebounding up to 11.
Yeah.
Got by Andrew Hardcastle, Trent Roloff, and Sam Boutwell.
Meanwhile,
Fortunately,
Lytle lead for turn 1.
yeah, he's trying it again. He might have it. He does have it. Tate Lytle takes the lead. Finally, someone usurps Fody from the top spot. And your championship leader, basically championship elect, is once again out in front.
Now
And
the
now we move
field's
our...
it's kind of spreading out a bit.
Yeah. Right now, the only battle going on is Bailey and Weeks, and you saw Bailey get a little sideways there. Don't know if he got the wall or what.
Weeks good run off of 4, sorry.
Yeah, now Weeks to the outside, and this might be it. Been a minute since we've seen Bailey on the inside. It does not look like it's going to do him any favors. And Weeks back into third. Now, what does that 91 do? He's been lurking behind all of these 4 as they've been battling hard amongst each other. But Ethan, he hasn't been doing hardly anything but watching.
We talk about tire conservation in this series a lot. And I think if anyone's been doing maybe the best, Lytle appears to be doing really well, obviously, but Ethan Stanley, he's been minding his P's and Q's back here at 5th.
Yeah, but not anymore as you see him battling with Bailey. It might be go time for the 91. And he's going to try to pull the slider. Not clear. Bailey holds on. Interesting how Stanley seems to be running like a bit of a diamond. You saw him
Yeah.
go low, but then drift up to the middle and then cut back down. Honestly, it's the first time I've ever seen a line like that here in any race I've watched.
Oh, drifting off of 4. Nice move by Stanley.
Yeah, he's giving it everything he's got. It is go time now. There was any doubt.
Right at the wall. Wow.
Well, and that might have worked because you saw Bailey having to gather it. Well, Stanley's still going to be there alongside. Oh, Stanley having to gather it. And that's going to kill his momentum as now he throws the slider again. He's got clear for now. He's got to jump up. Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to matter at all, actually. Stanley will get by. Might be the end of the road for the tires on the 35.
Yeah, nice move by Stanley last lap. Kind of going up where Bailey was, just a line lower and almost crowding Bailey up to that wall, giving him a little, making him nervous. But and kind of forced him to lift off of 2 and gave Stanley the run.
Yeah, and you saw it work. That thing wiggled, and that gave Ethan everything he needed.
It's almost like the inverted way of pinching someone low.
Yeah. Now he's got to see if he can run them back down. That did cost these two about a second from the lead trio.
Gonna have some clean air on that nose could be helpful.
You see up towards the front, it looked like Tate was starting to pull the gap. But over the last couple laps, Tyler has started to reel him back in.
Yeah, we're at lap 40 now of 134. I know pit stops have got to be on the minds of some of these drivers. However, with a shorter race, could we see anyone try to extend it like we've seen in previous weeks?
Yeah, it's hard to say, and this track doesn't give as many viable pit strategies because of the fact that this is one of the worst when it comes to tire wear. So you can't rely on a solid overcut as much as you can in other places. Like, to me, here at Homestead, the most you really want to stretch it farther than your main competition is about 5 laps or so, because the time difference is so great
Yeah.
that 10 laps or so, you're going to have such a huge gap to make up. And yeah, you're going to have much fresher tires, but even still, that's not going to be enough to run them back down, especially run them back down before it's time for the next round of stops.
Yeah, you
So
look at they're running about a second and a half slower right now.
yeah. Whoa, his take gets loose a little bit. Yeah, now we are fully spread out here.
I feel like it would be a little too far, maybe, especially without any cautions here early on to make it a one-stop race. So I definitely expect to see a two-stopper here at this point.
Yeah, and I don't think it's possible fuel-wise either. I feel
Yeah.
like lap 55 is the farthest you can go on a tank of fuel. But I'm not sure, right? Again, we don't have fuel numbers, so we're kind of having to speculate.
The crew chiefs keep it really lock and key here.
Yeah, they sure do.
It's all old school on paper and clipboards, 2003.
Meanwhile, Daniel Gore started to reel in Joey Bailey bit by bit. And speaking of reeling in, you see Fody is getting ever so closer to get this lead back.
One thing I'm noticing, we have a battle for 12th through 14th. They're separated by less than a second. I know it's bringing up the tail end of the field, but always love to see hard racing, especially when it's for the tail end of the field like that. And these guys going for it no matter what position.
Absolutely, and they're not that far away from a top 10 themselves. Meanwhile, Justin Wadsworth going to be the first one to bring it down.
Yeah, Batwell, roll off Hardcastle here.
Oh,
Pitting,
Norgard
pitting,
in as
pitting,
well.
56 pitting.
Oh,
Vital.
Tate's bringing it down. Race later.
Pitting.
Bailey too. Yeah, that got close on pit road entry.
Guys, I'm being told 1 minute. Oh, Dave is a legend.
As you see, Tate brings it down to the attention of his crew. Tyler Pop also joins these two on pit road.
Yeah, they hit their marks, most importantly.
So now what do these two do? How long do they stay out?
The week's really high. Definitely staying out.
Yeah, meanwhile, poor Dave Huck has just blown his engine on pit road.
You hate to see
You
Well,
really
yeah, that's
do.
because I'm in here.
it. Again, thank you so much, Dave, for providing us your point of view.
This is much more fun than fighting that car.
Honestly, I'm not surprised by that.
And a lot of these drivers are just racing the track at this point.
Pretty much with the gaps we have.
All
Well,
right, that
let's
time by Tate Lytle 1 second quicker, so definitely seeing the difference in tires.
yeah, and let's see. I said right around 5 laps is what you want to keep it at for the overcut. We're at 5 laps since Tate Lytle brought it down.
Yeah, Weeks is really low here. I imagine he's pitting. Indeed, he is.
Yep, there he is. But no Fody, but we do
Daniel
get
Gore.
Daniel Gore.
So you're loving that paint job on Andrew Hardcastle with the old Aaron Dream Machine. That is really something looking. Wow.
I know, right? He's had some underrated throwbacks this season with that one. The old Supercuts number 12.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Fody continues to stay out. Same with Crump, D. West, and Sam Boutwell.
Wow. Lytle with a big gap. Weeks losing some spots here on the pit stops.
Oh, here we go. Race leader, give him the call.
Great view here on board as you make that hard left. Oh, making the speed limit. That is hard to do in these cars.
And he made it look effortless. Usually we see guys having to fight the wheel, look like they're fighting bees trying to bring it down, swatting flies, but did not look anywhere near the case for Tyler Fody.
Now we got Tate Lytle coming around here off of turn 4. Let's see where it blends out with Fody. And not even close.
Yeah, so question is, what's the power of the overcut?
Right now, Lytle is still running 33 fives. So pretty quick lap times. Not seeing the tire fall off just yet on that 56 machine.
Meanwhile, I'm surprised that Weeks didn't gain as much time on Fody as I would have expected with him pitting a few laps earlier. He's already on the verge of having watched him go by. Crump brings it down, D West bringing it down, and that
Yeah,
is the end of the cycle.
Weeks and Fody working with Leighton Norgard here. So pretty close battling forward position at that. Norgard pit a bit earlier, and it's 3 wide into 3.
Whoa!
Oh boy.
Oh, that got close.
These guys going at it here.
Yeah.
Boutwell's like, I'm just trying to exit the pits, guys. I'm
Yeah,
low.
Sam's just trying to drive, and then he's got all that to deal with. So right now, setting the stage, Weeks and Fody are about 6 seconds behind Tate.
Yeah,
See what
Stanley
these
did a great job here.
that he did.
Bailey up to second.
But we shall see. Tate, of course, one of the earliest to pit.
Yeah. It's like about a 6 lap difference spread between Fody and Lytle. Same could be said for Joey Bailey pit together with Lytle, and then Stanley pit a lap later.
See Tate putting Hardcastle 1 lap down.
But yeah, Weeks and Fody now running about 2/10 a lap quicker.
Meanwhile, Scott Crump and David Westergreen, the last ones to pit, they are at this point an eternity behind the next car, Daniel Gore. About say 14 seconds or so.
Yeah, Dave Westergreen, next year's series sponsor. Good to see that car out here, trying to get a top 10 before it's all said and done today.
Absolutely. As you see the blue and white cars battling each other, Gore looking to the outside. Ooh, I think Daniel might have got the wall a little bit. Gore on those much fresher tires. And he seemed to just drive right on by Pop. And Matthew Weeks has his hands full. Fody's still trying to see if he can get by.
Yeah, we're seeing these two cars definitely quicker than the top three, and they may all just kind of fall into each other's lap here in a matter of 10, 20 laps, all meet in the same spot at the same time.
Yeah, they've cut another second off of Tate's advantage. Weeks is going to fight tooth and nail because he knows if he lets Fody by now, he might never get back.
That's one of my favorite things to do here as a driver, as Weeks is doing. Not necessarily having a slower car, just pretty fairly similar in pace, but having that high line and just being able to hold cars off that are trying to get by low. Oh man, it's such a great feeling.
It is, but he's only going to be able to do that for so long before the tires do give up the ghost.
It's great how awesome it works until it doesn't, right?
Amen to that.
But yeah, particularly tracks like this or Indianapolis comes to mind. Where you can really run that high line and keep cars behind you at some points. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, that's just what makes it so hard to pass here. Fody once again gets a run. Once again dives to the inside. And once again will not be able to complete the pass.
Losing a bit of
Meanwhile,
time too while doing that.
they are. Meanwhile, Gore and Wadsworth side by side. And Danny G is just going to sweep around the outside. With the 69 up another spot.
Very nice.
This is the closest Fody has been to pulling this off, but it's still not enough.
And we are closing in on the halfway point here pretty quick. Race is flying by.
You're not wrong.
This guy's doing a great job keeping it clean, keeping it green. I haven't even seen anyone spin off of turn 2 or 4, to have a self-clearing yellow. It's been clean all the way.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, you're right, Victor. All this battling is killing their ability to run down Tate. They've only gained
Yeah.
like a quarter of a second last 4 laps.
They were gaining time initially, but as soon as Fodi tried to make his way by, it's really held him up. And almost, thinking in Weeks' mind, like maybe letting him by might be the better thing to do here just so we can catch those guys.
And I think he was listening to you because he did just that.
Oh, he's looking for a way by still. Not done.
Meanwhile, something happened to Tyler Pop. He has left the building,
Oh,
completely
no.
retired from the race. Have no idea what brought that on.
Yeah, had a great season, too. Tyler Pop just, I think he had a couple wins on the year, but good job this year by Tyler. And too bad he couldn't get a finish here today.
Yeah, absolutely. One of our race winners at, I believe it was Dover.
Yeah.
Fortunately, not going to add to it tonight. There.
Our Castle just letting the leaders by.
Indeed, he is, and they are now starting to catch Tate a little more.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now back.
Alrighty, sounds like we're gonna be getting back to the usual specs of the broadcast.
Huge shout out to Dave for sharing his screen and allowing us to get at least something
Yeah,
going. Same
definitely.
thing to you, James, for helping out earlier as well.
Yeah, that was my test run as a producer, and it was just as awful as I'd imagined it. No idea how you two do it. I want no part of that. Meanwhile,
Streaming's more
Sam,
fun. We can just yell about the race, right?
honestly, you don't even have to think, just react. Meanwhile,
Catching up to Stanley.
yeah, Stanley's catching up to Bailey.
Oh boy. And all the while, Tate Lyle, who we thought might meet with these guys all simultaneously, has been the one to keep his pace up. It still remains about almost 3 seconds up in front of Joey Bailey.
Yeah.
I think Fodi got the memo, and he's full throttle all the way, giving everything he's got right now.
Yeah, I don't think Stanley's going to be able to hold him off for very long. There he goes. Sends it on down.
Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah, he's going to get it done. Stanley not even going to attempt the crossover.
So Fodi, 34-1 that lap behind Stanley. See what he does here this time by with clean air. Lytle and Bailey both ran 34 zeros. Yeah, so that time by Fodi, a 10th quicker. Oh, and Weeks going by Stanley on the outside with such little room for fourth. Wow, what a pass.
No kidding. What a move by Weeks.
There wasn't enough for, I think, half a car to fit through, but he did it. He was like that Harry Potter bus where it just snuck through.
I haven't thought about that bus in a long time.
I mean, we're not that far from the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Universal
true.
is close enough.
All right, Bailey dropping a bit of pace now. I don't know if he sees Fody growing larger in his mirror, but 2:10 slower that lap.
Yeah, Bailey was also one of the earliest to pit.
Yeah.
He's survived pretty well, though. A lot better than I was expecting.
Extra preservatives in those McDonald's tires.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. He's loving it. Week's not quite able to run them down, though, as of yet.
Yeah, it's still about a tenth a lap slower than these two in front of him. Fody just looking to get by Bailey and see if he can track down Lytle, but time's running out before that next stop, and then it's the mad dash to the finish.
Yeah, I'd say we got about 15 laps before that happens.
Oh, Bailey gets loose, and that's going to cause Fody to check up. He'll get by, but definitely going to cost him a little bit of time this lap and the next lap, too.
And you see Fody goes on by because of that issue. Now can Fody run Tate down? It's going to be about 3.3 seconds, I believe, when we get down to the start-finish line. 3.4, close enough.
Now things are starting to balance out between Lytle and Fody.
Yeah, I think all that battling from him and Weeks have really kind of just killed most of the hope Fody has to run Tate down before the next round of stops.
.180 miles per hour into these corners, just amazing. Basically shopping carts with rockets strapped to them.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Daniel Gore has just gotten by late Norgard. Strategy seems to be working out fantastically for Gore. Not sure if Gore's going to be able to run down Stanley. He's got about almost 4 seconds to go.
That's quite a bit to make up. Gonna have to do something over this next pit cycle, but Stanley is struggling a bit on those tires. I see him running some interesting lines, I would say, that he's not maybe even intending to, off of turn 4 especially.
Yeah, Ethan's just doing his best at this point.
Just doesn't want to be the first to stop.
Yeah. No Ethan Stanleys this time around.
Yeah, maybe we could end the season with one, though. That'd be kind of, fitting.
Yeah.
Lytle asking his crew chief for some information here, spotter. Trying to see what line Fody's running.
No one's answering him.
That gap's down to 2.5 seconds, so chipping away at it here. Fody is about 2/10 that lap, actually, but lap to lap. We'll see if he gets there by the next pit stop.
Yeah, and I'd be worried about that if you're Lytle. You know, the fact that he might still get you despite wasting, what, 10, 15 laps battling with Matthew Weeks and burning his stuff up. Oh, Ethan Stanley is the first one to pit this time around.
Here you go.
We might be getting that one last Ethan Stanley for the road.
Yeah, we're seeing Fody still running 34 zeros, 34 ones, and we've seen the tires go all the way up to a 34.5 by the end of their life cycle. So still has a lot of time to lose on these tires even, and so I could see him close significantly on Lyle and even pull away if he gets there.
Yeah, meanwhile, Weeks has caught Bailey.
Yeah, he's there. Up in the shadows, the 11 car gonna get the run off of 2.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna get it done. Nothing Bailey can do on that. Not much, at any rate.
Great shot. Fody running that second groove now. It's working out really well for him this run. Now Scott Crump has just set the fastest lap of the race at 33.103, running in 8th place.
Interesting. Did Crump just pit then?
No, actually, it must have been on the last pit cycle, but 33.103. Let me check when that was done.
Meanwhile, as Victor looks it up, the battle for the lead has stagnated once again.
Yeah, it was after the first pit stop, but incredible lap by Scott Crump. That's quicker than I'm seeing on the board than almost anyone by about 2.5 tenths.
Yeah, good on Crump. Well, as we watch D West, who's trying to recover here from missing the start, doing a great job of it so far, running P9.
Yeah, he's able to crack the top 10, and that was, I think, most important considering the start he had, losing his car keys, but back on track here and needs a caution. He might be able to even break the top 5.
Yeah, I think he's the one praying for the caution the most. We have, of course, been caution-free since the drop of the green.
And Fody's starting to see the fall off now as these both drivers ran almost identical lap times that time by 34.279 for Lytle, 34.278 for Fody. It's identical.
Yeah, so I imagine Tyler's probably not going to wait nearly as long to pit after Tate makes his final stop.
Yeah.
At the very least, he cannot end up behind that 11 car again, because we know that 11 car is not going to move out the way.
Does I see Fody on pit lane? Yep.
Interesting. Well, he really flipped the strategy this time around.
Yeah, big call here in the race. Let's see how it plays out. Ethan Stanley, he's already pit, coming around with some of the leaders as we speak. Let's see where he
Lytle pit
feels
road.
at with Stanley. Yeah,
Yep,
Lytle,
there's
he's
Tate.
coming down. Quick to answer.
And
So,
here
Bodie.
comes Gore. And Wadsworth. Gore was one of the latest to pit. He's also flipping the strat. See Fody already going by Weeks on the freshies. Tate Lytle down and away.
Yeah, Stanley with 8 lap older tires. Won't be long before Fody's able to get by.
And here we go. It's going to be so close off a pit road exit. And Tate going to just barely be ahead as they are both right behind Stanley. And oh, Fody's there on the outside. Tate Lytle not able to block it. And
Great job.
Fody is going to clear.
Fody just made up a ton of time on that pit cycle.
Yeah, almost 2.5 seconds.
And now trying to get by Stanley simultaneously. These guys are going at it here through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, this might get spicy. Oh, Stanley gets loose. And here comes Fody.
Lytle might look to make it 3 wide, but he takes the high line now into 3.
See Stanley pushing, trying to keep Fody down as hard as he can. Not going to work.
Tate the wall.
Fody clears him. Tate gets the wall, making up negative ground with that move.
Yeah, not what Lytle needed in that moment.
No, it's not. Stanley still loose again. Tate sending a move to the inside. Stanley goes high. Weeks is in. And Tate will clear Stanley. And there's Weeks exiting. Your race leader is now Scott Crump, who looks like he's going to be completely stretching it once again like he did on the first stint.
And Fody just set his fastest lap a few laps ago at 33.118. So he is on a tear out here.
Absolutely.
Lytle just set his fastest lap.
Yeah, but not gaining. Fody has about a half a second advantage.
Yeah, he's going to need to do a lot more than this. Maybe a good run off of 4. He might have about a half tenth on this lap. But less than 40 laps to go. Time is running out.
That it is, and it's going to be interesting to see what Weeks will do on the fresher tires. Weeks is about, I'd say, about 9-10 seconds behind Fody. So I don't think he's going to be able to make up that time.
It'll be extremely exciting if he does.
Yeah. I just saw D West on pit road.
Lytle's closing up.
Yeah, much better lap that time for Tate.
Top 2 in points going to give us a showdown here.
Yes, sir. Meanwhile, they have absolutely dropped Ethan Stanley. You don't even see him in the view anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Stanley's move a Hail Mary, but it was definitely like a last-ditch effort to try to do anything he could to flip this race in his on his behalf. But top 3, that's pretty good right now. See if you can hold on to it.
Yeah, just try to get something to work, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be working well enough to get the win. You see Scott Crump continue to keep his one car on the racetrack. Hoping for a miracle caution here.
One of my favorite paint jobs on the season.
Absolutely. But he's just now given the command. He's bringing it in.
And David Westergreen clocks his quickest lap of the race, 33.250. Great to see that. He's closing up on these top 2.
Yeah, trying to get his lap back.
And quicker again. Westergreen finding a lot of pace on these fresh tires. See if he mixes it up with the leaders or decides to kind of hang back a bit.
We're on board watching Daniel Gore.
Yeah, Gore's had a great season. Been running up in the top 10 almost every race. I can't think of one where he wasn't, honestly. And just a really consistent, strong season from that team.
Yeah, I believe he's battling for P2 in the championship.
That's awesome.
Hasn't won a race, but he's been incredibly consistent, as you said. Consistently good, too. We are just about at 30 laps to go here from Homestead.
And the lap times have kind of leveled off for the top 2. The only difference being about 1 lap fresher tires for Tate Lytle, and will that come into play?
And it definitely can come to play at a place like this.
That's like a light switch is flipped almost.
Yeah. But man, it doesn't look like it will. The fact that they have not really changed distance from each other at all.
Now Lytle closed up for a bit maybe, and now it's opening back up again. To kind of get another run or another shot at Bodie is going to be tough to do.
Yeah, you might add Tate to the list of those wanting the first caution of the night.
We go a little further back. Matthew Weeks actually closing up on Bailey for 4th with those fresh tires. He's got significantly fresher tires than most of the top 5. 2 out fresher than Bailey.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we see Weeks get back up into P3. He's not going to catch the top 2, although he has been doing a great job. Because I mentioned when he came out of the pits, he was about like 9 seconds or so. He's cut 2 seconds off. So he might not get there, but he's going to make it close.
Hey guys, I have an idea. How about we go ahead and do something we haven't done in a while? And
Break
bring
it
the
up.
noise. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Bring it. Turn it up to 12. Let's go.
All right, guys.
Alrighty, time to turn the noise a little bit down so we can talk about the impending battle for the lead. Tate has started to get closer and closer. Now down to just 0.25, a quarter of a second.
Yeah, the race is getting curiouser and curiouser. Also, Matthew Weeks closing up a bit. He's going about 0.2 a lap quicker. He's under 5 seconds back now.
Yeah, we might be in for a barnstormer here. It's just, what can you do if you're Tate Vital? Just where can you go, since it's hard to really figure out which lane is going to be the lane B.
Maybe the lane with 8 tires.
Yeah. If he can get close enough, but that time, a great set of corners for Tate.
Fody has been running a bit higher for most of the run, but now that Lidl's closed back up, he's kind of migrated back down to the bottom lane.
You got D West just behind them, just chilling and watching the show.
Yeah, good job by Westergreen. We know he is probably a bit quicker right now with fresher tires, but not willing to compromise the race here for the lead, at least to this point.
The time Tate got a little loose.
Getting some good TV time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weeks watch continues, a 10th off that lap.
Yeah, surprised it was only a 10th. Was expecting a lot more. Might be getting to that crossover point where they start to equal out.
Yeah, he's still running under 34 seconds, so he should have quite a bit more life in him. These guys are they're over 34 seconds now, so definitely starting to feel the effects at the front two.
Yeah, we are 20 laps to go here in the season. On board with Tate as he tries to go out with a bang. Try to be the only one doing donuts tonight.
Kind of surprised no one's been bribing Westergreen actually over the radio.
Yeah, I mean, it might work. Go to drive lover David Westergreen. So far, still not enough for Tate.
It's like a bubble right there around that 40 car.
Yeah, meanwhile, Joey Bailey's just got by Ethan Stanley. Really, Pitt does not seem to be working for the 91.
Weeks is now working lap traffic a bit with Sam Boutwell. He's also on some pretty fresh tires.
Ooh.
I don't imagine Boutwell will put up too much, blocking or anything, but that dirty air is definitely going to affect Matthew Weeks.
Yeah, so far, Matthew's only been gaining a few tenths. It's not going to be enough at this rate.
Yeah. Down to under 4 seconds, but without caution or, potentially some sort of traffic for the top two, I don't see that happening.
Nope. So he's starting to stretch it out again. Yeah, it's over half a second now, 6 cents. Meanwhile, Gore starting to run down Ethan Stanley. There's about 4 seconds behind. See, slow car there going down the back straightaway. Not quite sure who that is. It's like Trent Roloff.
It looks like it was just getting out of the way of the leaders.
Yeah, as he is back on song and back on pace now. Gap up to 7/10 for Tyler Fode. And Weeks Watch was only like half a tenth.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are looking good for the driver of the 40.
Gonna need more than that if only 14 laps, 13 to go at the line.
Yeah, what a strategy call. Completely flipped it up on its head. I didn't even anticipate anyone would flip from the over to the undercut. Daniel Gore is still just flirting with under 4 seconds, trying to get into the top 5. I think things are also pretty close with the 6 and the 12. Norgard only about 1 second behind Justin Wadsworth.
Yeah, Fode putting his stamp on this one at this point. Pulling away another 10th that lap.
Oh yeah, and I think Tate might have got a little sideways trying to push. But he almost has it to over 1 second as we are 10 laps to go. Meanwhile, Scott Crump on that stretch it as far as he can strategy. He is 8 seconds behind the next car in front of him of Elite Norgard.
I think Matthew Weeks is going to get agonizingly close to Tate Lytle, but that's about it. Just enough to make him, think, man, I almost had second. It's looking like if all things hold as is, first, second, third here, Fode, Lytle, Matthew Weeks, all having a great run here today.
Yeah, and so far, Gore doesn't look like he's going to catch Stanley either. Stanley's been able to stretch the gap out over the 69 car.
Oh. Just on the background, Weeks was very loose off of turn 2. Don't want to throw it away at this point. Announcer jinx here.
Yeah. Oh, Norgard sideways all the way down to the apron.
Oh boy.
Tyler Fode's thinking either no caution or wait another 3 or 4 laps to bring it out.
If a caution does come out right now, who is it going to help the most?
I think it's going to help Cody because you're going to have very few laps. It's going to be tough on. I think we will go back green if we do get a caution right now, but there's not going to be a whole lot of time left.
No green white checker, right?
Nope.
Yeah, it'd been interesting because
right.
I would have wondered who would have maybe pit, got fresh tires.
Yeah.
Only 9 cars right now on the lead lap. I think that could have been an interesting call for sure. 5 laps to go.
Meanwhile, got an update from D West saying that the points battle for P2 is close. If
Razor thin.
Yeah, if Roar can run down Stanley, he will hold on to it, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen unless we get a major mistake from the 91.
Yeah, 3-second gap right now, and it's going to take something major to happen there in the next 5 laps, or 4 laps now as we come across the line.
We are now 4 to go in the season.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a season. Great calling it with you here, James and Carlos. Really proud to be a part of this team and these amazing drivers. It's been a lot of fun this year.
Yes, sir. It's been a lot of fun having you and a lot of fun being a part of this. And can't wait for next year's season.
Yeah, it brings a lot of memories back watching these cars go around with these old body styles, and I just love to watch it. It's great.
Absolutely. 3 to go from Homestead.
Some of the best doing it too.
Yes, sir. Oh, Tate having a moment. He's still giving it all there is. Coming off a turn 4, 2 laps to go, and another moment for Tate.
Is that for the cameras? I don't know.
I don't know. Daniel Corey, you might be hoping that it's not just for the cameras.
Yeah. And here we go, Fody about to take the white flag.
Yes, sir. Coming off a turn 4, white flag. Final lap from Homestead. Final lap of the season. Been an unbelievable battle between the 40 and the 56 all season long for the championship. These two have been the 2 most dominant cars all season long. It's not gonna be the championship for Tyler Fody, but it's gonna be one more win for the books. Coming off a turn 4, Tyler Fody will win at Homestead, and there's your champion of the 03 Cup Series. Tate Lytle will bring it home.
Well done.
Weeks will round out the top 3. Bailey and Ethan Stanley, your top 5.
A lot of respect between these top 2, and among the drivers in the entire series. It's great to see this camaraderie, and these guys can bang doors a bit, but still have a lot of respect for each other when it's said and done.
Absolutely. As here we go. There's the champ starting his burnouts into the wall.
Get any blue smoke, pink smoke down here?
Yeah.
By the way, guys, on the last lap, there was a pass for position. Elaine Norgard did pass Justin Wadsworth for that 7th
Oh. We were talking about him getting close. He completes the pass. There it is, double burnouts.
Very fitting. Bring out the flags and the banners, the champagne. time to celebrate. A bit of a handshake between the two drivers.
Incredible. You love to see it.
That is picture perfect. I hope photographers are out in full force right now.
Yeah, I think Chad's going to appreciate this one picture.
And understand it might be 1 point that was separating second and third in points. Unreal.
That is heartbreaking. Alrighty, and now we're gonna go ahead and get started with our final interviews of the season. We're gonna start with our third place driver of Matthew Weeks. Matthew, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, ultimately just came up a little bit short on that one, but it was a great strategy call. Anything you felt you could have done differently there?
Probably pitted when Tate pitted the first time. I didn't realize the undercut was that strong where I don't race this car that much, but other than that, dude, I felt pretty good. I knew they were racing for the championship, so I was trying to race them hard, but give them the room and not race them too rough and stuff, because I knew they had a lot on the line there and try to win. But I wish I knew the undercut was as strong as the next gen. I just thought the next gen car the undercut was that strong, but apparently not.
Yeah. Well, it was still a great effort. He had a great qualifying effort getting the last pole of the season there.
Yeah, I was surprised because I tried the bottom. I noticed they were all running outside, and I tried the bottom EQ, and it worked. It was really hooked up right there on that bottom seam, and so luckily I did that. I wanted to win. I know I didn't race that much this season in 03 where I was running a truck league, but like the first probably over half of the season I was running a different league. So I didn't have that much time, and these last 3 or 4 races I was able to race. I was just trying to win, and luckily we put it on pole, but we've had speed. I wish they can work on the dirty air with this model. I feel like I kind of burned up my rear right there racing Fody for first for a while. I think if they can fix that part, this car is going to be amazing. They fixed the force feedback thing where the wheel would get really light when you entered the corner, so they fixed that with the update today. So some more tweaks with this car, and this car is going to be a blast to drive.
Alrighty, well, once again, great run. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
You guys that show up here, on a Tuesday night, especially late in the season, I know we didn't have a lot of people, so luckily we were green flag all the way. Thanks to everyone that showed out tonight. We had a decent, okay feeling for a race. I mean, I wish we had more people out there, but it was still fun. And I don't know who won the championship, but shout out to whoever won the championship for the series. Those guys, them two deserve it. They're two of the best in Elite. And shout out my boy Justin Vandermeerl at JV Designs for painting all my schemes. He threw this little Casey Kane throwback up for me last minute to finish the season with. So shout out to him for doing that for me. Chad for running the league, Tate and all them for taking over the 03 series pretty much, and hopefully we get some big numbers next season. I'm hoping to run it full time next season, and all the sponsors and everyone that watched. It was a good race.
Alrighty, we appreciate you, Matthew, and hopefully we're talking to you again next season.
Yeah, hopefully.
Alrighty, there's our third place finisher, and now we'll cut to Victor to talk to our race winner, Tyler Fody.
Hey, Tyler, Victor here up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, great job tonight. Great job on the win and great job on the season. You had a great run throughout the whole race. I think you had the right strategy call. How did you feel about tonight? Did you have any concerns, with Tate Lytle or Matthew Weeks on different strategies, or did you think you had it in the bag pretty much?
No, I first half of that race, I was not confident at all with what was going on. Thought I was saving better than Tate to start the race, and then got passed by him 25 laps in, and then found out dirty air is a thing, and it really sucked. Could not gain on him, and he was pulling away. So then I thought the overcut might work, and he came in right in front of me from the lead, and I went about 7 laps longer than him, I think. Came out right behind Weeks, and got held up by him for 10 or so laps, got by, and that's when I really realized that we were going to have a problem, because it was pretty hard to pass. And by the time I cleared the second and closed my gap down, I got to about 2 seconds off of Tate, and we were running the same exact laps. So from that point, we had to alter the strategy, because the tire advantage wasn't really doing anything, and figured I had to be into the pits before him. So kind of made that early call, and he reacted immediately. And I think it just came down to the pit in and pit out just being a little better, because we came flying down the backstretch and ended up side by side into 3, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was very exciting.
Yeah. I mean, that was basically the race. I didn't know it at the time, but just getting in front of him there, and then kind of managing, and made some adjustments with the car, and it just drove better. So yeah, was able to hold him off there, and kind of steal this one off of him.
Yeah, great job adjusting throughout the race then, and that pit stop you had where you gained about 2 seconds on the last stop on pit in and pit out was just incredible. Great rivalry between the two of you too, very respectable we saw there, especially during the donuts, and kind of giving a virtual handshake to each other there at the start-finish line. But excited to see you both run it back again next year. Any highlights though, or major moments, standout finishes you can think of when it comes to this season?
Yeah, I mean, we had I think he ended up with 5 wins, I had 4, and a lot of good battles and good racing throughout the season. But I felt like all the races where we won, well, a couple of them he wasn't there for, and a couple of them I wasn't there for, and the ones that we did share the track for, it was always me messing up the strategy, where he would then win and I'd end up somewhere in 10th. So this one honestly felt like the best one. We were straight up 1-2 the whole way, swapped spots, and finished that way. So yeah, overall fun season. I obviously we missed too many races, and he had missed a couple as well, but I think we were talking about it just a second ago. Had we made all the races, I think in the end he still gets me by, I don't know, 30 or so points, just off of some strategy errors in some earlier races that he ended up winning. So I'm not disappointed with the result. I did want to steal back second in the standings, which I think we did there. And yeah, Tate's always a fun guy to talk to and race with, and I think going forward he'll be obviously the one to beat, but well deserved on his title, so I hope he enjoys it.
Yeah, you guys made it a lot of fun for us to watch throughout the season. Like you mentioned, winning a lot of races, both of you this season. And yeah, you I understand you actually did get second in the points by just 1 point. So well done on that. And
there you go.
Yeah, any shout outs you'd like to give though? The floor is yours. Great job on the win tonight.
Yeah, like I said, firstly, Tate there for getting the title. Definitely well deserved all season. Yeah, just you guys up here for putting on the broadcast and running the cameras and doing all that you do. Also, shout out to the teammates we had throughout the season between Gavel and Crump and my dad, Caleb. We had a bunch of people kind of in and out throughout the year, but I think with next season and the schedule being a little more condensed and races not so spread out, I think we'll get a lot stronger field, more people, and looking forward to it. So yeah, hopefully we can pick up where we left off next season, but until then I'm going to enjoy the little break.
Yeah, congratulations, Tyler. Great job on the win tonight and the great season, and look forward to seeing you again next year.
Appreciate it. Take it easy.
All right, and we'll send it back over to James to have a chat with our champ.
Yes, sir. Tate, James in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you loud and clear. How we doing?
Doing good. Not as good as you, Mr. Champion. How does it feel to officially have it wrapped up?
Well, I mean, it's feels good. Little bummed we let Fody ironically get us on strategy. Feel like I kind of out strategied him all season, and that's kind of why I had the buffer that I had going into the last couple of weeks. But felt like we had him covered. We lost the clean air, and it just turned into a plow box. And I was trying to hang back far enough to keep the tires on it, but the moment I started pushing, it was just over. And at that point, I just didn't want to do anything silly and ruin it for myself. But happy to be champions. Feels good. It's been a while. It's been 3 years probably since I've been a champ in Elite. Granted, I haven't been able to put too many like full-fledged efforts into it like I did for this series, but anytime you can beat Fody straight up in a 15 race season, I mean, you had to do pretty good.
Absolutely, and yeah, you mentioned it. Fody did actually talk about it. He was like, yeah, I actually out-strategied him for once. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, I knew that my rule, especially once I got past him there that first run, I was like, my rule is don't let him beat you. So that's why I pitted first, that first stop. I went a little bit longer actually than I wanted to, but I was like, if they're not going to do it, I'm just going to stay out. And then finally at 47, I was like, I'm in. And I thought he'd let me get to about lap 92 or 3, and he pitted on 90. And I think he was just a lot better on entry because he had a lot more to gain with second in points. And he was able to clear me into 3 on a little bit warmer tires. And unfortunately, riding behind him there, I lost all my drives. So unfortunate to let him have that one, but I think it's fitting that we're 1-2 in the points, and hopefully we can kind of regroup before April, get some more guys signed up for it, and really put this series, give this series what it deserves, because it's a lot of fun to drive.
Absolutely. And finally, what was your proudest moment of this season?
Proudest moment of the season. I mean, the first race, last lap pass on Hibbs was pretty cool. Outdoing Fody at Richmond, Charlotte felt pretty good. No, it's been a really good season. I think I had, in the 13 races I started, I think I had 10 or 11 podiums. So I mean, a lot of proud moments. I still got it in here somewhere. It just doesn't come out as often as it used to. So.
Alrighty. Well,
Lastly, shout out Days Gone By, Vintage Race Apparel. Car looked badass. Kevin Harvick's scheme. I mean, I have a lot of. I love seeing that scheme go around the track, regardless of what it's doing. So shout out Brent Wentz, Days Gone By. Shout out Dad if you're watching. I forgot to send him the link, of course, of the one race where I knew I was going to win the championship. And but yeah, shout out you guys too for watching us, even though the last couple of races were probably kind of a snoozer from the booth. So we'll catch you guys next season, and hopefully we can do it right and go back to back.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you, Tate, and hopefully we're talking to you again next season.
Hopefully, have a good one, guys.
Alrighty, that just about does it for this season, the inaugural season of the 3Y TV 03 Cup Series. And
sad noises.
Let's get your closing thoughts on all of it, Victor, for tonight and for the season.
Well, kind of as I mentioned earlier, I just really appreciate it for you guys for bringing me on board and being a commentator on this series. It was a lot of fun. Great group of drivers. Love working with you guys, obviously, and they made it easy for us with some great racing here and great tracks. Just a great series put together by Chad and the group here at Elite. Just really exciting, and can't wait to see how it all turns out next season. And that schedule looks pretty good. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but we're looking forward to that one.
Yes, sir. It was a heck of a night for racing, heck of a season for racing, and parting is such sweet sorrow. But that does it for us, and it's time to get the heck on out of here. For my broadcast partners of Victor Aldrich and Carlos Acosta, I'm James Watson bidding you adieu, and we will see you next year. Good night, everyone.